So welcome to my office and library. I'm going to take just a few minutes and show you the different sections of the library so you can have an idea of what kind of things you can come in here and research. So if you will give me just a moment, we'll go to section 1. This first set of shelves has books that support the linguistics and vocabulary that interpreters may need, that may encounter on a daily basis in the different classes and areas that we may be going out to interpret, such as real estate, CAD, the idioms and the cliches, just the different things that we encounter that may cause us to get just a little bit of a problem on a daily basis. This next section right through here, this is autobiographies and biographies. And the next section is history and deaf culture. Over here I have poetry, writings, stories, collections by deaf people. And then in addition to that, I also have deaf people in sports and the arts. This next area here is related with lip reading, facial expressions, and understanding gestures. This right here is a little bit of a testament about how many different workshops I've attended, because I saved them all and I used them for reference supporting what I do as well. This lower shelf here has stories that are written by deaf people or have deaf characters in the books. I have an area here for speech and hearing, and that does transcend over to this area here, and it involves the language and auditory aspects of deafness, so that people can come and research some causes of deafness and some of the different choices that they may have in trying to decide whether they want to go oral, to go sign, to use hearing aids, or such as that. This shelf here has the legal information related with interpreting and deafness and support services for the deaf. And then I also have psychology and sociology information in this section right here. So that introduces this little segment of the library, and in just a moment I'll show you some more. And then across here on the top shelf I have dictionaries of sign language. Now some of these are English Sign Language, some of these are British Sign Language, I even have some Spanish Sign Language, and multilingual dictionaries in sign. But there are a wide variety of references up here on different topics as well. So it gets into legal sign, medical sign, computer signs, technical signs, and signs for a whole lot of other different situations that you might encounter while you're working in the community and need to find the vocabulary for. So everything across here all the way over into this area over here involves sign language references. These little purple cases right here hold a world of treasure for me and for you if you should come and use this library. Each of these little boxes, although they're not all completely full yet, has DVDs or CDs that can be used to reference and learn the sign language. I have quite a few different companies. I have some signs of development. I have the sign dictionaries. I have the Digitarp series. I get into vocabulary builders. I have the educational interpreter series. I have a large number of the deaf mosaics. I have different ASL curriculums, medical signs. I have information on cochlear implant controversy. I have documentaries. I have lots and lots and lots of practice stories for interpreters that span a wide variety of different categories. We get into the mime and the gesture and the finger spelling and the numbers. I have deaf comedy. I have movies with deaf actors, performers, and I have some movies that are, you know, just fully a deaf cast. I have a religious sign. I have different teachers throughout the United States that have made their CDs and DVDs, and I have bought those and added them to the library for people who cannot get access to them in other venues. I have information on cued speech, and I have not yet learned that, so I'm not even going to try to bluff my way through that. Below this segment of the boxes here, I have different choices for educating deaf children, whether they're going to go speech, whether they're going to go signed English, whether they're going to go ASL. I have different people's opinions of what worked for their family and what worked for their children. And that's what the goal is anyway, is to have communication. So whatever works for your family is what I like to promote. But I also think that you have a right to have a choice. And so I have choices here. And that is this segment of the library. Underneath all of these things here, which I don't know if you can see or not, I have a bunch of different files and folders that just have different articles, different short stories, different opinions and views that have been established through the years about deafness, how they teach, how they just different points of view, different researches. So there are a wide variety of things here that you can pull from that might the only other place that you might find that would be like at Gallaudet or at one of the schools for the deaf that the state supports. So there's a lot of information here that you really enjoy. This segment of the wall over here contains VHS movies, lessons, sign language videos as well. And then just here behind me, each of these has sign language VHS tapes in them. Then here I have, on these two shelves, I have some wonderful curriculums for teaching sign language classes. And that pretty well takes care of this segment of the office. Now, on the other side of the office, we get over here, I have very old materials. These are audio cassette tapes. And these are different college classes that interpreters can use to practice to. I have some religious tapes that can be used for practice as well. On this shelf right here, I have a journal of interpretation, and I have the RID proceedings. I have different books that provide information for people who want to become an interpreter, or for interpreters to reference, you know, to get support for things that they may be questioning, you know, how to do or what is appropriate behaviors for interpreters. Down here I have a continuation of interpreter support materials. Everything from RID books and information pamphlets all the way into, you know, how do interpreters make appropriate ethical decisions, and different scenarios that allow us to practice and discuss, you know, what did we need to do in order to stay professional. And I have another area that I will get with you in just a moment and show you as well.
2, 1.
And then the last segment of this little library that we have here is the linguistics of sign language is in this last part of our library, and that gets into William Stokoe's work, and also involves the philosophy of language, just different points of view of the grammar and the syntax of the language that is a big part of what we do as interpreters. The very last shelf is full of books for kids that want to learn sign language. I have both signed English, ASL. I have games, they're the fun games, and just different things that will help the kids to stay interested. And then we also have practice materials with the little flashcards, and that is my library. And I thank you very much for coming and sharing with me today. So, now, you have been introduced to the library here in my office, and I'm very proud of this library. It supports all of the workshops that we present. I'm not a quote-unquote know-it-all, but I am a reference-it-all. And we use this library to find all of the different support information to do a better job when we are interpreting for the deaf community. So in closing, I would just like to say you need to contact me. I have my email is signs2go@sbcglobal.net, and my web page is signs2go@interpreting.com. Okay, so that's signs2go@sbcglobal.net or www.signs2gointerpreting.com. So thank you for joining us today.